There's an article here in the Telegraph in which the I'm so proud of my working class roots Conservative politician Lee Anderson labels Reform UK leader a pound shot Nigel Farage. And he's right. I'm sorry to say that. He's absolutely right. And that's the problem with British politics right now. I'm Granny Opterix. So here's Lee Anderson saying that Reform UK leader is a pound shot Nigel Farage. Have you ever heard Richard Tice talking? I mean, he sounds like a well-intentioned geography teacher, basically. I don't know, he's a very good-looking fellow. Well, he's a pretty good-looking fellow anyway. But he has about as much charisma as a wet dishcloth. It's really quite disappointing. And yeah, if Reform UK don't get Nigel Farage at their head, then Reform UK is going to be a bit of a mess. If Farage took charge of Reform UK, then they'd sweep the board. The Conservatives would be wiped out. I'm sure of that. And possibly a lot of those red wall town that did vote Conservative and will probably revert to Labour in the next election, if Farage was at the head of Reform, they'd probably vote Reform. Lee Anderson labelled Richard Tice, we've done that, Mr Anderson, the deputy chairman of the Conservative Party and proud working class origins man, said Mr Tice should pipe down after he used a press conference to criticise the Tories. Yeah, well, you don't need a press conference to criticise the Tories, do you? Mr Tice said he believed voters wanted to punish the Tories for breaking Britain and that Conservatives were terrified by the threat posed by his party. And in that, he is absolutely right. I don't say that Tice is wrong. I say that he's just got no charisma. I'm interrupting to remind you to click like and to subscribe and share. Also, I'm constantly being told that YouTube removes subscriptions, so please click the notification bell and check that you really are subscribed. All the links to my other channels are in the description, including links to donation sites. I'm always grateful, of course, for donations, but simply clicking like is the best thing you can do for this video and my channel generally. Thank you. He can't talk properly. He can't enthuse people. He might run the country very well. He is a business executive after all. But, yeah, nothing there really to vote for. It's a real quandary for anyone who's thinking of voting next time. Mr Anderson told GB News, I get on with Richard reasonably well, but I would say this. He's not Nigel Farage. He's not the leader that Nigel Farage was. In fact, I agree with one of my constituents who said to me earlier today, he's a bit of a pound shot Nigel Farage. He's not even a pound shot Nigel Farage. He's the polar opposite of Nigel Farage in many ways. I think he needs to pipe down a little bit because of the unthinkable, because if the unthinkable happens and next year we do get a Labour government and Richard Tice is on his media platform saying what a disaster Starmageddon, and which is a good one, by the way, and what a disaster the Labour Party are, which they will be, for sure, I shall be reminding Mr Tice it was him that helped them get elected. And no. If Labour do get elected, and if it's because Reform have taken or been handed a few Conservative votes here and there, it will not be because of Tice. It will be because of all those guys up there in the cabinet right now. With one or two notable exceptions, like, for instance, Kemi Badenoch, who's been sort of sidelined, and even Liz Truss. Now, Liz Truss, that's a good one, because Liz Truss was in the same way, a pound shot Margaret Thatcher, and she couldn't take the heat, so she had to get out of the kitchen. It's exactly the same. She had the right ideas, she didn't have the follow-through. And I'm worried that Tice will be the same, but it won't be Tice's fault if the Conservatives lose to Labour in the next election. It will be the Conservatives' fault. They are the disasters of British politics now. They talk a big talk and they do nothing. And how long can you, well, to quote a famous American, you can fool some of the people some of the time and all of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all of the people all of the time. And the Conservatives aren't fooling us anymore. Now, will reform be any better? I don't know. But when you're faced with something like the Labour Party and the Conservative Party, and there's the reform in the middle, headed by a milksop like Richard Tice, well, are you going to try the milksop just out of desperation? Yeah. Now, if Farage stepped in on Tice's leadership, there'd be no contest on either side. Right, well, yeah, that's what... So what Lee Anderson should be saying, I mean, he's being very loyal to his Conservative Party. He seems like a good man, but he's got it wrong here. He's not saying that Tice would be responsible for the Conservatives losing the next election. The Conservatives are responsible for losing the next election. And that's because they don't have enough people like Lee Anderson and David Davis. They're just being sidelined. Even Lee Anderson, who is supposed to be the deputy, he's not being given any serious attention. It's all Sunak and his lot. And as I said, I think Sunak's a snake. All right. Yeah. Till next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the Graniopteryx design or Granbo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.graniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.